Hello and welcome to TM Film. What you're looking at is a rotating flasher, a Dr.Thoke Super Magnum, 14 inches long, chrome on one side, and I like to paint a bright yellow chartreuse color on the other. The bait behind it is a spoon. Now I make my own spoons out of all kinds of old pots and pans, silver ones, brass ones. It's amazing that the metal works so well when you want to build a spoon. I like to troll the bottom. I let my downrigger bounce the bottom, and I believe that attracts a lot of fish, and I get good action, many hits, by keeping close to the seafloor. One problem though, if you get hung up, you tend to lose a lot of gear. And I am a troller, and trolling is an expensive sport. You look at a downrigger or two or three. In my charter boat, I had 6 of them. Rods, reels, it's expensive. Now, if you're someone that doesn't like to troll, but doesn't have a lot of money either, can do another fishery called jigging. And jigging has produced, I think, at times more fish than a guy that's trolling. A jigger can get off the ledges and work a certain lead up and down and get some really good results with it. I like to troll though, and I like to keep the gear just off the bottom. I'm looking at my depth finder right now. We're in 130 feet of bottom depth. Fairly rocky in here. I've had good results off the Point Defiance area where we're at off of Vashon Island. And we're moving up towards what they call the White Rock. Noted for catching some nice kings in this area. Troll the bottom and let that weight hit. It's a gamble though. If you get hung up on a rock or something out there, you can lose it all, and it's expensive like I was saying. But working the bottom like I do with that rotating flasher and that spoon of mine spinning back there, and see how I've added boat speed to make it all move faster because I was close to the bottom and I didn't want to lose my gear, but yet I wanted to come down and bounce it to get the fish attracted over. See, that's important. Sound, bouncing the bottom, kicking up dust attracts fish. Once they're attracted over it, they start to focus and follow what you have there. Makes sense, doesn't it? If you've just joined us for the first time, I'd like to welcome you to TM Film. And if you'd like to learn more about our Puget Sound and the different creek systems, Doc sees under Puget Sound. Now this is a live feed, and we've been watching chum and coho spawn baby little fingerlings, and they're Lunchables for the sea run cutthroats that are in the creek. And that live feed is 24 hours a day. Doc sees under Puget Sound, and I'm sure you'll enjoy viewing that action because it's something that you just don't normally see. And I want to say thank you to YouTube for building this type of program to share with the viewers out there on catching fish to cooking a good meal. You name it, it's on the channels out there. Now, if I show you another shot of a different type of flasher, this is a hot spot. The thing about the plastic hot spots or a plastic flasher of any type, you can change the bend by a hair dryer. What? A hair dryer? Yeah, turn it on, get it hot so the hot air is hitting the plastic, and as it starts to soften up, just in a few minutes, you can actually bend the flasher at any kind of shape that you'd want. The problem that you'd probably run into though, you wouldn't be able to know if it really worked unless you started catching fish on it. But this flasher has worked really well for us at all different types of speed. And the hot spot is real popular with the sportsmen for one big reason. You get a fish on, and that plastic flasher doesn't have a lot of weight to it like my big heavy metal blades, and so it's a little easier to reel in, a little bit more, I guess, sport action fighting, as they would say. I don't know, but the hot spot has really proven itself over the years to be really popular. They make green, they make red, different colors. I know people put their own prism tape on them, all kinds of different things. Myself, I prefer my flasher, the Dr.Thoke Magnum flasher. I like the hammered the best with a 57-inch leader on a huge plug cut herring. Female. Yeah, a female herring, yes. Female herring, for some reason, I don't know why, will outfish a male herring. And when you're selecting the bait to put down, whoa, see if you can figure out a male from a female, and you'll be surprised, as I was, to see. Thanks for watching, and I have built a shadow box to show you. Check this out. Consistent. It's a nice steady beep. If I show you up close what that flasher looks like, ball bearing swivel in the front, makes it spin really nice and easy. And in the tail section, I've removed the clip on the tail of the flasher here. What I'm talking about is a little quick release clip that's common in all your gear. Take that off. What happens if you do tend to get a tangle in your line, for some reason, the line goes around this little clip and holds on and snags up even worse. So by taking it off, I then, when I want to put my lure on, it's really simple. Now this is the lure that you see in the video. You see how it's moving back and forth as the flasher rotates? See, that's important. Now, if I want to attach my lure, I'll go ahead and run it through the eye here. And simply, whoops, got kind of a tangled mess down here. Simply run it through. Now you notice how I'm using 2 hooks and a little herring strip, which is represented by this piece of paper here. I believe in 2 light hooks put together. Oh, it works so well. Gives you good hooking power. You don't lose the fish at the boat. And look, it's really simple to put through. You don't need that little clip on there to do anything. And when you get it all done and said, look at this. See how nice that goes on? And then it just wraps on and it goes over the top of the knot. Having a little trouble here. And there you go. See that? Alright, so that's what I do, and here is the spoon that I hand build each one of these, and this, like I said, represents the herring strip. So 2 hooks, herring strip, take off that clip, and you're good to go. And below is the way that I store my flashers, so that everything I can figure out what's going on, because everything is changes year after year. The bite's one color, maybe this squid, maybe one color this squid. So you never can tell from year to year what's happening. But the most important thing to remember is keep an eye tip on the tip of your rod. Keep an eye on the tip of your rod, yes. Because many times when you're in an area with a lot of garbage on the water, like seaweed and junk, well, it climbs onto the flasher as well. Take care, keep your hook sharp, your leaders clean, and who knows, maybe we'll get together out on the water of the Northwest. Thank you for watching. Bye-bye, everyone.